I think that is the highest I've ever gone in a normal training session. That was 100 kg. Let's watch it back really quick just to make sure that depth was certified. Taking a look at it right now. Let's see. Okay, hold on. Let's go back. And ooh, right on 90. And we moved. Let's go. Let's go. This is where we win. Come on, man. All right, so that was definitely the best dip session that I've had in a while. And I think one of the reasons that I would attribute to that is while I was doing the dips, I got tagged on Instagram and I'm just like, oh, what's this post? And then I hop on the post and I see that USA Streetlifting put up the roster for the minus 73 kg lifters in the competition that we're getting ready for. And so I took a look at it, and as I was scrolling through looking at all the numbers that everyone else is putting up, I got hyped. I got so hyped, and I hit the smoothest 100 kg that I have ever hit in training, just in general. That was proper. Like, I could have put on another 5-10 pounds on that and it still would have moved well, so I'm hyped. Definitely some great implications for competition day. Today was really a day that I was looking at and saying I needed to have a good dip session, just because last week was just a rough week. We had to just fight through a ton of mental battles when it came to our work in the gym and then just everything that was going on. So right now things are really coming together. This is absolutely good stuff right here. I think it puts us in a very solid position moving forward. I'm looking forward to having very solid dips for the rest of this prep. At the time of this video, we are just a little over 4 weeks out from the competition, and hey, we're feeling good. Dips went well. We're gonna move on to bench as our secondary push lift today. And then we're gonna call it there, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. So moving on to bench. Bench is feeling good. Usually don't hit bench after touching 100 kg on dips, and so the fact that we're moving 215 right now. I wanted to make a quick mention about the shirt that I'm wearing. Requisite by Project 1%. You see the graphic on the back. The shirt is absolutely sick. So this is from Project 1%, which is a company that was started by myself and Gus Moore. I just wanted to bring a little bit more awareness to what we're doing. So Project 1% is a self-improvement. Essentially, we call ourselves the self-improvement movement, right? So the idea is that we want to push people to be better and to get better and to do better at the things that they do every single day in their lives. So we're all about improvement. We're all about pushing people in whatever aspect they're looking to improve. So it may be fitness like I'm doing. It may be in finances. It may be in health and nutrition. It may be, just creativity, whatever it is. We want to create an avenue for people to get better. And so the company is launching on May 4th, which is just a couple weeks away. And if you want to support us, you want to support me and what we're trying to push, what we're doing here, I'm really trying to build myself in my personal brand as well as an athlete. Pick up some merch, man, because this stuff looks sick. This is our Requisite collection that you can essentially wear every single day, everywhere, clean aesthetic to it, and it's just a super solid shirt. Really heavy, nice feel, slightly oversized as well, thick collar. This is the type of shirt that you want to wear in the gym. This is the type of shirt that you want to wear out. It just feels good. So highly recommend picking this up when it drops, and I'll continue to make updates so that you'll know exactly when it's going down. You can check out the Instagram at Pro1Cent. It'll be in the description of this video. I appreciate you if you check this out and just support, because hey, we're trying to do a good thing, so let's go. All right, that's a wrap for today's session. Excellent workout. Very happy with how this push day went, and it's definitely going to propel me into the rest of the week. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for the pull session. Day 2. We have on the bar some tape, athletic tape, recommended to me by Brian. We're gonna see how it does. I used it last week when I was at Chiseled, and some of the best grip that I've had. I guess it might need to be broken in. I'll add some chalk to my hands and we'll see how the grip feels today for pulls. worked up. Let's go. Oh yeah, that's grippy now. So one thing I'll say is I'm very exact with the height that I like to have my weight. And so because these belts have different length loops, and the initial loop being one length and the rest of the loops being equal, then I kind of just measure it out. I know where my feet are touching the weight, which helps me to grip the weight. I want to work on having a little bit more control swing today. So muscle ups are feeling solid so far today. I was just looking at the shot just now with 20 pounds for that muscle up. It was good. The rep itself was solid. I think the one thing that I really need to keep in mind is try and implement a little bit more hollow body. My hips are kind of shooting forward when I initiate the pull, and I don't really want that. I want to keep like a little bit more of a stable hip. I'll do 1 or 2 reps with hollow body, no weight. I'll just go body weight and see how that feels, just to kind of work on that muscle memory. And then we have top set of 35 pounds today, so we're gonna make this fly. This is gonna be easy. We're gonna make this fly. Let's go. Looks like we might have some work to do on muscle ups. This is what it takes to be able to get to the top of the sport. Good reps, you got your bad reps and everything in between. I think I might need to pull for a little bit longer. I think I was expecting to get higher over the bar a little sooner, so I kind of made that transition too early on the first one. Couldn't get the weight over. And so I just got to stick to my guns, honestly. Like, I know what I'm doing, and I've sorted out the form, and now we really just have to kind of solidify things. So we're gonna work on this. We're gonna work on this. We can do this. We definitely can do this. We're gonna hit the weight that we want. I want that 20 kg in competition. We just have to, honestly, just can't be doubtful of the fact that it's gonna be there. So there's one slight issue I'm seeing right now with my reps. If you can see this, hold on, I'm trying to get this out of the glare. So what's happening here is, so when I initiate the pull, we start the pull. Also, this is interesting because looking at where I'm pulling from, I'm not actually pulling from that full extended angle. So this might not be optimal. So I get here, but I get the height that I want, and then I pause for a second, then push. So the goal here, I want to get this all into one motion, instead of boom, legs swing out, and then I push through, because I'm risking my legs swinging too far forward and not having the rep count. So we got to clean this up, try to clean this up in the next set. All right, so I'm happy with how the way those muscle ups went towards the end. I think that last set was probably one of the best sets that I had in this session, and so can't really complain about that. Still a couple little things in my form that I need to iron out. It's not as clean as I would like it to be. I believe that for the time being, though, it's competition standard, so it'll get me where I need to go. And so for the time being, we'll keep things as is, just because I think my body has sort of learned this motor pattern, and I'm gonna try to work on a little bit more posterior pelvic tilt, at least with chin-ups, which I'm about to do right now, just to sort of start to reinforce more of that motor pattern, and hopefully it'll transfer over to the muscle ups. And if it doesn't immediately transfer, then we have a couple months in the off season to actually be able to work on that and really clean it up so we can dial it in and get some very, very solid muscle ups. So as I said, we're moving on to chin ups. Let's knock this out very quickly. Let's keep going. All right, I was supposed to pause those chin-ups for 1 second at the top. First rep, I think I sort of paused it. Second rep, I didn't. So I'm gonna go back in, second set. We're gonna get it right, so let's do it. All right, we got things done today. This was a solid pull day. A little bit of work still to do with muscle ups, but the form for the most part is there. What I need to get over the bar, I have essentially that part. So now I just need to like pull in all the other little cues and stuff like that. So we'll work on it, we'll get better. And chin ups felt good, very solid. I mean, like, hey, we're gonna pull some numbers at this comp. We're making moves. And so that's where I'm going to wrap it up for this session today. All I have left is accessories after this. So I'm not even gonna bother to show that. I'll see y'all tomorrow. So we're just waiting at 163.5 this morning. I'm gonna knock down this energy bar here. It's not even really an energy bar, but I'm gonna take this energy bar and then we're headed to the gym. Closer and closer to the competition, every single detail matters. And so even in that last set of high pulls, I noticed that my grip was off when I was dismounting from the box to go into the dead hang before the rep. And instead of just going through with it and getting a mediocre rep, I decided to completely reset, get my hands set, and I was able to get a good rep. And so I think that's really something that's super important. The details do matter, and they matter leading up in the many weeks and weeks that are leading up to the competition, but especially now where we are right now, 4 weeks out, every single thing matters. So like, I don't want to slack off on any reps. I don't want to, not be mentally locked in for any of this stuff because my performance is going to suffer in my reps now. Every single thing that I'm doing right now is really compounding into what we need, right? And so because of the fact that we got to win, man, we have to embody the mindset and the lifestyle and the mentality of a champion. And that's the way we have to act. So every single time that you're thinking that you want to slack off, if I'm thinking that I want to slack off on a single rep, just don't forget, man, what's at stake. This championship is at stake. And hey, everything that I do now is going to add up into my total, right? And any slacking off that I do, it's all on me. All in all, it's not a terrible workout. Definitely did not come in with as much energy as I would have liked, but not every single day I'm gonna be as fired up as I was on like Thursday, which was day 1. Monday, which is day 4, we will have dips. We have heavy bench, and bench has been going great, so definitely looking forward to that. So we're gonna go home, we're gonna get some food. I'm going to be prioritizing the protein. Don't need a ton of carbs. Weight is looking pretty good today, and also I've been implementing a little bit of cardio as well, so walking about a mile per day. It burns roughly about 100 calories or so. That's a wrap on this session today, and I will see you on Monday if I eat anything interesting today. Maybe I'll show the meals that I have or something like that, just so I can drop in the macros and you get an idea. But we're not doing anything crazy. Don't really have meal prep put together for today, so it's gonna be like cereal and just some random stuff. So if anything, I'll see you on Monday. Here we go, here we go. Yes, sir. So I won a bench in the books. We had 245 for twos. I'm supposed to go 240 for a double today, but I don't have 2.5s here in this gym, so we have to go 245. Sometimes you got to push yourself a little bit, but I got it last week, so I knew that I could get it this week, and I think it moved maybe even a little bit better this week than it did last week, so very happy about that. So this is day number 3, secondary push day, and we have a rather short session today. We only have 2 sets of bench, so you just saw the first set of 240. We got one more set after this, and then we have tempo dips. We'll be working at 200 pounds today. There's some adjustments that I do want to make, and so I'll detail all those little details as we get to it. The taper is in full effect. We're definitely moving weight for dips around opener territory right now, which is pretty sweet. And so if the sets go as well as I think they're going to go today, then like we are in great shape moving into this competition just a little over 3 weeks out. Making some slight adjustments today. I'm usually using the Rogue dip bar that's here, but I decided to switch back off to my personal dip bar. This one allows me to dip at a thinner width, which I think is a bit more optimal for my leverages right now, which is good. We already have a good deal of fatigue from bench in the chest, so I'm gonna try not to do too many warm-up sets today. I noticed that the width of the weight was affecting the way that I was doing my dips. And so today I'm going to experiment with slightly lower position for the weight to see if pretty much the idea is like I don't want my hips to be as open. So I'm gonna push the weight lower towards my feet. Might be able to squeeze it a little bit more effectively. Last warm-up set is at 180 pounds. Check this out, a little bit of insight into the form that I like to use for dips. So I just dropped this 45 plate down on top of this platform because the platform isn't very tall. I want to get high enough over the actual dip bar that I can start in my shoulder depression position, because generally if the dip bar is kind of high and you can't sort of get on your toes to get onto it, then it's forcing your shoulders down into a shoulder, and so your shoulders coming up like this, right? And our optimal position for dips is pushing our shoulders down. So I would rather start like that so I don't have to use energy to get to that position. That rep felt pretty good, keeping the weight away from my knees so my hips are not opening up unnecessarily. And just a quick little shameless plug, we're in 365 collection right now from Project 1%. The merch drop is on May 4th, so stay tuned. You don't want to miss out. These are some super high quality shirts, very like heavyweight, solid shirts that are perfect for the gym. This is our 365 collection that is made specifically for just those gym vibes. So you're going to want to put in some work and you're going to want to wear this while you do it. The back it says, "Dare to be great." And hey, that is our absolute mission right now. Sheesh. I don't know if it was easy to tell from that, but I think so that rep was tough. I'm glad I got it. For a second I wasn't sure if I was going to get it or not. I was good, but I think what happened was I lost positioning. I definitely felt it, that I lost some of my shoulder positioning and a little bit of leverage as I got to a certain point, and that made the rep a little bit weaker. It's tough because 3-second descents, they definitely take a lot out of you, but at the end of the day, if we can get these reps, then like this is something that's for me is essentially guaranteed to be a pretty easy opener. Hey, grind now to shine later, as they say, right? So now I'm contemplating, I'm like, do I want to go for another set with this weight, or do we drop weight? And I don't know. I think if I fail the next rep, then I'll drop 10 pounds. I'm gonna make sure I get enough rest. We're gonna take a good long rest before the next set and then see how it feels for the next one. I think we can get it, and I want to be really tight and solid with the form and everything like that. So let's go. Come on, light work. This is light. Woo. Yes, sirski. That was interesting. That was an interesting one right there. That weight kind of took me out after the rep, but we got the rep. So that's what I care about. That set was significantly better than the first set. And the difference I think here was that I felt that in the last set, if you saw, my elbows were flaring quite a bit. And this time I felt like I was keeping my elbows locked in. So when we got to the bottom of the hold, I was just able to push through. Didn't have to open up in the chest as much, which is good. For me, a sign of when I'm absolutely grinding the weight is when I'm opening up at the chest completely before I get pretty much to the top of the rep. So if I can stay tucked in and just have the shoulders kind of power through, that's where I prefer to be. And if the weight is super difficult, not even if the weight's super difficult, it's usually if I'm improperly positioned at some point during the rep that my chest will open up to sort of help me out to finish that rep up. And so in this rep, we were able to hold it tight. Everything was nice and tight. It was a much better rep. Got hyped, we got it done, and we're gonna do it again. We're not dropping weight. We got this, we got this. And so that's good, that's really good news. One set to go, and we'll make it count. Woo! Here we go, where we win, where we win. All right, happy that we got that last rep. I took a look at the footage. The height was good. I think it would still be okay, but I wanted it to be a little bit deeper. I think it was probably the right height for the amount of fatigue that I did have. If it was any lower, it definitely would have been a pretty heavy grinder, and that rep felt fairly easy. It felt a little bit easier than I was expecting, which is a good thing. Hey, so we're getting there. That means that we're finally locking in, figuring dips out. Dips were giving me problems for quite some time, and now it's really coming together. Really looking for something spicy at this competition. I don't know exactly what numbers that we are going to touch for like opener, second attempts and all that, but if we could finish with somewhere like around a 110 dip, that would be so good. That would be like a very, very, very nice looking performance when it comes to dips in this competition, and I think that that would definitely push my total in the direction that I want to go. I mean, at the end of the day, in order for us to compete with the best in the US, the best in the world, our dips have to be solid, and we're getting there. It takes a little bit of time, but we're going to put in the work that's required, as I always say, because at the end of the day, this pressure is a privilege. We're going to take advantage of it. And so, yeah, what I have next is skull crushers, but I'm not going to show that because it's kind of boring. So I'll see you all tomorrow for day 5. Welcome back to day 5. This is the final day of the working week. Tuesday, this is secondary pull day and legs, and this is probably going to be the biggest session yet of this, I guess, this entire year, because this year so far from January up till now has been in preparation for the competition. The weights that I'm hitting today, everything needs to feel good as we get into figuring out what we're going to be opening up with at the competition, just as we did yesterday. Yesterday was a great push day, gave me some great information on where we are on our lower end moving into the competition, and so today is the same. We got big chin-ups, muscle-up accessory stuff, and we got a big squat day. So let's make this count. All right, I'm happy with that rep. First single at 160 and can't complain. The second single is probably going to be a little bit more explosive now that I've felt it out. So now from here, we just have to do it again, but better. Easy rep, easy rep. All right, so that's a wrap on chin-ups. Everything felt pretty comfortable today, and I think the latter sets were definitely my strongest and the most explosive. I changed the belt positioning that I was using, and that sort of lowered the weight and got it closer to where I wanted it on my feet. I was kind of doing the same thing yesterday with dips, and I'm finding that it's actually making a difference, at least for the way that I like to grip the weight. So I'm gonna continue to do that, and hopefully it just pays its dividends, and we get stronger pulls and all that good stuff. Going to work to make sure that those are more explosive. I think if I had started that first set out with a better belt positioning, perhaps all of my reps would have been more explosive, but we're just gonna work from here. We're doing well, feeling good. We're going to move on to muscle ups now. We're gonna knock that out and keep going. I think that was my best set so far. That had the least amount of swing when I got to the top of the rep. I'm happy with that. Cool. Go, this is light, this is light. Woo! There we go, 405, all good and done. I wanted it to feel faster. Let's see how it actually looks in the video. My belt positioning could have been a little higher. That's what I was not too happy about. Let's see, boom, good depth. Oh, come on. It still looks good though. It still looks good. We got plenty in the tank. We have plenty in the tank, man. I'm ready to smash. If we can touch 430 next week, ooh, we're hitting a PR. We are hitting a massive PR in this comp. Let's go. We're gonna hit something crazy in this comp, man. We haven't even started grinding reps as yet. Come on. That is a wrap on this video. Day number 5 was definitely a success in my book. This was a big day for me. Going for that 405 squat, not knowing how it was going to feel. But honestly, after we hit 305, I knew 405 was not gonna be a problem at all. So that's good stuff. Next week, another week. I think we step it up another notch as we get closer to this competition, and that is very exciting. And so, hey, I'm looking forward to this, man. We're going to put up some numbers in this comp. All the lifts are definitely coming together, which is exactly what I want to see around this time. I think in the last competition, which was the Classic, back in December of 23, I was very not sure of kind of where things were as we got closer to the comp. So say 3 weeks out, 2 weeks out, things were still sort of coming together. Dips were like, okay, not really. Pulls were just sort of questionable. Things were not consistent, but we found a place of consistency now. We're working hard and we're staying focused. We're just putting in what's required to be able to go in and win this thing, and I'm confident that we're going to be able to get the win. We just need to show up on the day, and we need to show up even harder than we are in the gym when we get on the day of. We're gonna make it happen, man. We're gonna hit some PRs. I would love to PR on, I'm definitely gonna PR on squats, 100% gonna PR on dips. I'm looking forward to that. Should be able to PR on chin-ups as well. Hey man, this is about to be, we're setting up for, maybe we got a super meet. Maybe we have a super meet in the works. We might just be on to something, man. This is gonna be good. As I think I have mentioned, I don't know if I mentioned on the video as yet, but my goal for this competition was a 400 kg total. And to be honest, like that's the bare minimum I wanna hit. I wanna smash 400, and I wanna go well above that because we got guys overseas who are doing 470 plus in my weight class. And so, hey, I gotta catch up somehow. So we're gonna work, we're gonna make sure this happens. And I appreciate you if you're still along for the ride, because I promise I will not disappoint. So thank you for watching. If you wanna support me, go ahead and use my link in the description for Prozis and use my discount code LINK10 to get a discount on whatever you order from them. They got plenty of great products for health and wellness and all of that stuff that you may want to get, which is great. Greatly appreciate the support. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment about your favorite lift from this week from me. Subscribe to the channel so that you can stay tuned for the videos that are upcoming, because this journey is just getting started. Hey, and share it with a friend. I would appreciate it. Thank you for watching once again. Don't forget to dare to be great. We're staying true to the fact that pressure is a privilege, and we are mighty privileged to be in this position right now. Nothing is ever going to be perfect, and so you just have to fight through it. And I'm on that journey to figure out what it takes to be great at something like this. And so we're going to fight through all the difficulties that get put in front of us, and we have to win, because that's the only way we're going to figure this out. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.